everyone, this is Crystal with Slick Trade, and first I just wanted to start with, it's been another great week in the room. I was excited to see some of the different success that you guys have either personally sent me on Facebook or through email, Fleep, any of that. I appreciate you sending me results like that. I think it's really cool, and I like to, it helps me stay positive and keep trucking forward. Last week's prediction and analysis, the EU, UC, AU, and AU all hit take profit levels 1, 2, and 3, and the GU hit take profit level 1. It had a bit of a down. Let's see here, a bit of a downtrend. We opened up the week right here, and it started to head up, kind of came down, and right about here, it was making up its mind which way it was going to go, whether it was going to break previous support or resistance, essentially. So, it headed down a bit and then retraced back up. There were a couple different options for entry if you use the Pop and Picasso, other than just for my prediction and analysis trades, and that is the Oscillip. I know I talked about it in last week's video, but when this oscillator flips to the upside or the downside, and price is above the Hall Moving Average for a buy, or below the Hall Moving Average for a sell, you can really gain a great deal of pips. I know I entered, I think it was the AU, UC, and EU. Was it? Yeah, it was right here. We had an Oscillip here, okay, and it headed up, gained, I want to say it was around 20 some pips. It wasn't that much, which, that was just to the end of the week, so it could head up a little more. We'll see. But the UC, I grabbed 53 pips on the Oscillip to the downside, and or to the upside, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong part of the chart here. But right here, we had the Oscillip heading up, price rose, and I gained 53 pips there. And the EU, I grabbed 68 pips, okay? And that was on the sell side. We had the Oscillip to the downside, and price was below that Hall Moving Average. Went ahead and grabbed a decent number of pips there, too. So that was just a second entry, which was neat. The new OTMs and low-risk spreads, those signals are now live. They will be coming out. Their duration is about 24 hours. You're going to want to check out the post that I just sent out to all of you. I sent it to Twitter and as a post on the website. You'll see it in the members area under signals. And they can happen at any time of the day. I know a lot of you usually ask that question. I can't give you an answer to that. It's when the trade sets up. With some of them, a decent number of them, I'd say, you have a pretty decent amount of time to enter them, okay? So that's another thing that's great. They're sent from an hourly chart, so hopefully that will help you if maybe you're asleep or not around a computer when a signal is issued, okay? So definitely check that post out. That's going to be great. A great addition for all of you, I think. I know many of you have been asking for over a year now. I've been working on the strategy for over a year, and also the expert advisor and kind of special indicator that I made for about going on 9 months now. Okay, so I really hope you guys enjoy it. And I will have updates to it, and just like everything else, I'll constantly be trying to improve everything, get the win rate up higher even. But for OTMs and low risk spreads, it's a very high win rate, honestly, for the results it's producing. So, anyways, the prediction analysis for the upcoming week. The GU, I think we're going to head into a sell position. There's a couple of reasons why I think that, and that is, one, we're up at a pretty decent support, or resistance level, excuse me, and we've also come up to the 200 moving average now, okay? Many times when you cross the 200 moving average on an hourly chart with most currencies, especially the main USD pairs, it will continue in a trend. It will continue in that trend. So let's say we go, like just this for example, price crossed below here, okay, and that was on December 15th, 14th, 15th, excuse me. And ever since then, it's been heading in a downtrend, okay? I know that the Hall Moving Average is showing a buy. I know price is above it. But the RSI is pretty close to the 70 line. The, excuse me, we have a semaphore sun that's painted as a sell, okay? The oscillator has not flipped to the downside yet, okay? So you can definitely wait on this trade if you'd like before you enter. I mean, it could very well break above that 200 moving average and continue in an uptrend, okay? You never know. But my personal, prediction for this is that it is going to head into a sell. I have 3 take profit levels here, and they're all based on previous support and resistance levels, okay? And one thing to keep in mind is that if we switch over to the daily chart, this one was going to show you. Actually, okay, sorry about that. If we switch over to the daily chart, we are showing a semaphore buy. However, if you have been using this setup for a while now, it repaints, okay? This is the one indicator that it consistently repaints, so you can never rely on that indicator alone. If we take a look at the Hall Moving Average, it's still showing a sell. The oscillator's still showing a sell. RSI is kind of just chilling in between here, all right? And we're below the 200 moving average on the daily, okay? So, those are all reasons why I think it is going to head into a sell position. How far down, I don't know. We should be expecting at some point, a reversal into a long or buy, buy position. Okay, if you take a look at the previous data here back to September 11th, overall, okay, we've just kind of been creating lower highs, lower lows overall. Okay, it will eventually switch, obviously, and head into a long position, but when that will happen, I do not know. So based just on all the indicators that are lined up currently, I think we are going to head into a sell. Same with the Euro USD. I think that there could be a bit of a retrace up to the previous high here, okay? But I think it's also going to head into a sell. As always, I will have the take profit levels on the post for you. but I think that's also going to head into a sell. We ended with a semaphore dot, okay, not a sun, but from the looks of things, what you could do is you could wait for the oscillator to flip to the downside. That's usually the safest entry. Excuse me. But I do think it's gonna head down a bit. We are above the 200 moving average on the EU in this scenario, but it's been very flat. Okay, we've been kind of moving in between here. Okay. Now, it very well could go into a buy, but I think just looking at the previous chart here and kind of everything that's going on with all the indicators, it looks like it's going to be heading into a sell. I would set my stop loss above previous high and below previous low on these. The USD CHF, I think we're also going to head into, or not also, we are going to head into a buy. And the reason I think that is, one, the oscillator has already flipped to the upside. RSI was at the 30 line, and now it's kind of in between the 30 and the 70. The excuse me, the semaphore sun has painted, and price, it ended right below that Hall moving average, but I mean, again, I think if anything it may retrace down to this previous low here, and then it head into a buy if it doesn't head into it right away. Okay, same scenario as the EU. The 200 moving average here is just kind of flat. Okay, so price has been moving in between here. Okay, it's been going above and below. It's you know, making up its mind what it wants to do. Okay, it was already overall in a downtrend. Okay, for a bit, but that's my thought on that. Take profit levels will be on the post, and our final one is the AU. I think we're going to head into a short or sell position. And the reason I think that is because we're up at previous high here. We ended the week with a semaphore sun. The oscillator is starting to head down. It hasn't flipped down yet necessarily, but it's headed down. Price is up to the 70 line in the RSI. Oops, had to head down a bit. We are above the 200 moving average. Okay. Excuse me. Had to yawn there for a minute. We are above that 200 moving average, but we're kind of in the same scenario as the EU and the UC. It's not in a real trend yet. Okay. It seems like it's kind of making up its mind. It was in a downtrend for a bit, crossed to the upside, but as you know, price retraces. Okay, like in this scenario, price came down, you know, and it was its official downtrend. Technically, it started here, but based on the 200 moving average, price came down, it retraced up, came down, retraced up, came down. It's creating lower highs and lower lows. Okay. This one was pretty even right here, but still, it was lower than this previous low, okay? And we made a much lower here, okay? So price retraces. And that's usually what I base my trades on is price retracing. We could take a look at the FSG setup, just to see what that's showing at the moment. Sometimes it's good to take a look at different charts. Other times it's just confusing, and with the way price retraces, it could follow one and then end up following the other one after. So you don't want to get confused, but Professor. But still, it's good to just check it out. Okay, so the AU, it's still in a buy, technically. Okay. Been heading up. Again, we hit a previous high here. If anything, it could possibly retrace here. Okay, that was from FOMC, I think, or actually that might have been NFP, where that big spike occurred. But I think price is going to retrace down a bit first, then head to the upside. Once it comes down and hits this Paul moving average, that'd be a good time to enter a buy or long position. Okay, so that's my thoughts, and I'll be posting this up real quick, and you guys have a great one, alright? I'm excited to hear feedback from all of you. I hope that you filled out the survey. If you haven't, please feel free to fill that out. It's at the bottom of the Getting Started for members at the moment. It's also in the Twitter feed. So I'm constantly trying to improve everything here, and anyone's feedback is seriously valued. So I know I can't please everyone, but if I can get a common idea of things that maybe do need improvement or that don't, that would be great. I'd really, really appreciate it. So you guys have a great one, and I'll talk to you later.